All right, fight fans, welcome to Caveman Corner from the Fan Doozy Studios in Buffalo, New York. Here is Jeff. That's a totally different intro.
Yeah.
I fucked up your name. Oh, get so fuck.
Every time we have a good show, you just mess up the intro.
I'm so nervous. You know, it's just, I don't know. When we have shitty guests, I say good.
Yeah.
When we get the...
No one ever listens to those ones, so they don't know you ever get it right.
Yeah.
How was your weekend, Ray?
Oh, man, it was good, you know. Have fun with you Saturday. You whooped my ass.
Yeah, me and Ray had our submission grappling match. It's live on my Facebook on just the Jeff Denz one, not the Caveman one.
Yeah, you know, it was a good experience. Like I said, it was more for me testing myself because I know you're good.
Right.
And, you know, when I roll with guys in jiu-jitsu, I like to roll with the best, the higher level belts. And, you know, I lost. And, hey, you know, I knew I was going to lose. I just want to see what I can do. I couldn't do much.
People gave me a lot of shit for that.
Why?
Because you took me down right off the bat.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
No. My game plan was to I had the stinking shirt that was in the gym bag.
Dude, that shirt stunk so bad. Oh my god.
It was in the trunk of my car in the gym bag for like a month.
I took a shower and I still smelled, my hands still stunk from choking you in that shirt. And I washed my hands like 4 times. I can still smell a little bit on my hands. It's worse than used gloves.
So I was thinking to myself, I was like, okay, fuck it, I'm gonna use it as a weapon.
It was a weapon. And
you know what I wanted to do, I wanted to be on top of you, because you know when I roll with a lot of the higher belts, I don't want to be for one reason. I don't want to be on my back. If I'm rolling with a white belt, I don't care. But if I'm rolling with a higher belt guy, I want to be on top.
Yeah.
I want to put my weight on them and you know make them uncomfortable.
Helps when you're 100 pounds bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah. I liked how I was coaching you as we were grappling. Ray had to only last 10 minutes, and as soon as he took me down, I'm like, what are you doing, dude? You should get up and run away because all you got to do is last 10 minutes. And then Ray's like, oh, yeah, that's what I should do.
Yeah, but you know what, Caveman? I'm a sport guy, and I want to, you know, I'm going to try my best, even though I know I'm going to lose. You know, I don't know. I just want to try my best. I don't want to take the easy way out.
Yeah. You went to the takedown the second time, and I was able to reverse you and get on top, and that was about it. I got that cross choke.
Yeah.
That was the game.
Yeah, I started breathing heavy, and then once that cross choke came on, I was like, you know what? All right. Tap.
All right. It was fun, though.
Yeah, it was fun.
Even though you're an hour and a half late, and I already took another wrestling class so I was waiting for you.
That was part of the plan.
Yeah. So I got extra like 40 minutes of rolling in before you came there.
I like people with the comments. They were saying that Ray checked in New Jersey.
Yeah. That was Dr. Kroll, PT, the guy that fixes up my arm all the time. He's like, yeah, Ray will be right there. Checked in New Jersey. New York, 5 hours, 45 minutes.
That was hilarious.
Yeah, it was funny.
But, you know, it's a learning experience, and I have fun, you know.
You're strong, dude. You feel strong.
Now, let me ask you this. What you think is what I need to work on in my jiu-jitsu game?
You need to work on relaxing a little bit more, breathing a little bit more, and grips with the gi if you're going to fight gi, because you're not making any of the correct grips on the gi. Okay. So you're letting me control the grip battle so I can pretty much control the position. Okay. So you need to stop my grips on your collar and your pants. Okay. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because you stand up, and I'm getting those pant grips, and it's easy for me to control your legs then, and then I can work whatever I want to work sweeps or coming up or just holding you off, like laughing at you while I'm doing it and giving thumbs up to the camera. You know. Yeah. All the good stuff. You gotta make it uncomfortable for me so I get tired. Right. You know. You're making yourself work a lot more by not having those grips. Okay.
I'll work on that.
Yeah. And conditioning.
Oh, Todd's here.
Todd's here.
I got messages from Todd.
I'll go let his ass in.
Okay.
We'll be right back, man. Another professional fighter in the house. We got Todd, Loco 2.0 Liberati. How's it going, Todd?
I'm doing real well. How you doing, Caveman?
Good, man. Glad to sneak in here.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
We had Todd scheduled for a little bit later, but we're going to shoot him in real quick so he can go home and take a nap. But we wanted to get you on, man. We got a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, for sure. I'm quite a beast myself, so I can keep you occupied till the real beast gets here.
And I don't have to call you Mr. the Beast.
Mr. the Beast.
What a legend though, man. I was looking him up before I got here. After I had heard he was going to be on, I didn't know he had over 100 fights and that he was active all the way till 2012.
Yeah.
We had him on before, dude. He grows like cannabis stuff too.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So is he into the CBD thing and stuff for brain research and all that?
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. Yeah, we got to get an update on that.
He didn't really give us the whole scoop. It kind of sounded like he was illegally selling marijuana, but we'll figure it out.
Oh shit! Well, I don't know.
Hey, he brung it up.
Yeah, he did bring it up.
Anybody that fought for 25 years, I would say anything could possibly happen out of someone's brain,
Yeah.
being in that condition.
He said he never took steroids, and he said, look at Mark Coleman and Brock, all these other guys with injuries.
Yeah, that actually took steroids.
Yeah, I don't think he did. If you really look at it, he seems to be an all-natural steak and potatoes type of guy to me,
Yeah.
What do you think about steroids, Todd? You look like you're on steroids a little bit.
That really offends me. It used to, because I feel like that's a slap in the face for my hard work.
Right.
You see my videos, and I'm sitting there at work, and everyone takes their lunch break, and they're smoking cigarettes or smoking weed and this and that. I take all my shit off. I run down. I'm doing sprints on the treadmill for my lunch break, and then I'm lifting, and then I come back, and then you see me putting work in at the gym. So, I just pride myself on trying to maximize anything I can going into a fight. And obviously this time around too, I cleaned up my lifestyle in other ways, so I really feel incredible. But the steroid comment, I don't know. I got some good genetics. My dad was an Olympian judo guy. He got hurt, so he didn't get to compete. And I think, there's some genetic factors, but I also bust my ass. I feel like steroids just takes away from that. And no, I've never touched one. I never would. You know what I'm saying? Because I would not be able to look at myself in the mirror, I feel like, at the end of the day, had I taken steroids and then beat someone. Because I'd be like, I just feel like that would just haunt me forever and be like, that wasn't you that did that. You artificially, I'd rather lose naturally than, how's that? I'd rather lose naturally than take some shit like that.
I've definitely taken your conditioning class when you ran a conditioning class at WNY back in the day, especially upstairs. And I know the hard work that you put in, and I've never felt stronger than the one time that I fought after your conditioning. Didn't get to show it too good, but I really felt a lot stronger than I was,
I was just going to say, man, I was so pissed off about that fight because, first of all, that guy's a killer. You were out of your weight class, and you didn't get a chance to get going. You're a slow starter, kind of like myself, which is a gift and a curse. But you were so strong, and you were getting your doubles. I remember, your doubles, I was shucking you off, and by the end of that, you had put on some mass, and you didn't really get a chance to get it going because he blitzed you and just threw bombs early, and that I was mad about that fight. But
that was the first time I was ever rocked in a fight. Even I was more rocked than I was against Van Ostrad, to be honest with you.
Damn.
Yeah.
I mean, I've gotten rocked a bunch of times because I've had a lot of kickboxing matches. But yeah, I've really only gotten like a first round like that, like kind of like what happened to you like once. So.
Mm-hmm.
It just happens. Getting enough fights, you get caught early, or you're not warm, you don't catch your groove, or I've seen it happen to. I'm not going to drop any names, but I was just talking about somebody in the gym, and a lot of guys don't know this story because it was kind of like only us there. I'm not going to drop no names, but it's a big profile guy that everyone respects as a big stand-up fighter, and I seen him get knocked cold in practice, and it just happens.
I've been rocked in practice before, but that was the first time I was ever rocked in a fight. In practice, it's different because you go harder and you're going to end up leaving yourself open, especially if you're doing shark rounds. When you're getting a fresh guy and it's your fourth and fifth round. And that's when I think we need to get a little bit more intelligent with our training partners, because that's how I got hurt going into that fight. Is I was exhausted. A fresh guy came in and beat the shit out of me and was rocking me on the top, And I kind of went in there pretty dazed and confused already.
Yeah, it's difficult water to tread because we all have fights coming up and everyone wants to push it. Nobody wants to lose. So me and you, honestly, the last couple goes, me and you and I has been wow, like we've been really cranking it up. Like you need the shit out of me the other day. I messaged him. I sent him a text message. Like I was like at work, and I'm like, I was still feeling that knee. He really need the shit out of me. And his aggression coming back. And then I thought, because like I like to say that I give it as good as I get it, but also I have heavy hands, like Corey always said, because I never understand why people get so mad at me, or guys like Solomon. They're like, oh, well, God, can I curse on here?
Yeah.
Solomon will be like, fuck you, Todd. You used to beat my ass. Now I'm going to get you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, great, because now I got this kid who's a decade and change younger than me trying to kill me because I have heavy hands for my size and I don't realize it. So sometimes, it comes back to bite me.
Yeah, you definitely whack pretty hard. I'm not going to lie.
Well, see, that's what I mean. That's what I mean. And I don't feel like I'm doing that. And then you need the shit out of me. And then I'm like, well, what's his problem? And then I want to hit you harder. And then that's a problem we face because I want to stay healthy. You know what I mean? So
at some point, it's survival from your hands, man. Like you got those rock hard hands.
Yeah, no, I definitely know what you mean though, because it's tough to gauge, especially when Eric's and it's high pace and we're going and we're moving. It's like,
but the Eric's is different than what I'm talking about because we're all going at that time, so we're all equally tired. We're just going with different people. I'm talking about when you're on a cage and you're going like 4 or 5 different guys and they're resting the whole time that you're going, and then they come in and smack you down. Yeah,
I do like that though. That there's nothing like surviving through that and feeling, especially if you. I've had times like where I got ready and I did the right things, and I felt like when, I was getting sharked, I felt like I was the shark. Like they were coming in, and I wanted to win. Like I was using, like I remember it was like Rupoli and Jerry. You know him, right? Jerry Young.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those guys, they were good. They kind of came in, dabbled, whooped some ass, and kind of got out, which is smart. Good move on their part. But I had them guys, and I just felt like I was like they didn't want to come in with me, and they were like complaining. They're like, oh man, like it's my turn to go in there with him. And that's when you're in good shape, when they're like kind of on the outside, like shit, I don't even want to go in there with him, and
right.
I didn't feel that my last camp. I was really a lot of Vince Ciatoli is a very beatable opponent, and that was a frustrating loss for me.
I'll try and get that one back for you.
I think you're going to.
Yes, Caveman revenge.
Yeah. I think I'm better everywhere. I just got to be able to deal with his grind, and I think I can.
He's a grinder, and he's got good cardio. He has 0 punching power. He's got a decent chin, and he's got some slick submissions. I mean, he caught me in the guillotine, but like I said, I can't even speak for myself because I was such – just looking at those pictures makes me sick. It makes me upset. Just seeing the poor condition I was in, and I know the lifestyle choices I was making at that time. It's just like, God, if I stepped in there with Vince, now I feel like I'd beat him 99 out of 100 times. So.
Well, I need to beat him 1 time out of 100, so hopefully I get that lucky one.
Yeah, I think you got it, man. I honestly believe that for sure.
Can you talk about your upcoming fight with Mr. Best?
Yeah, Rob thinks he's a beast, Best. That's his nickname too. Apparently, he's a beast or whatever. It's actually I sent him I messaged him at like 4 a.m. the other night because I had a hoodie on that said Beast on it. So I sent him like a Instagram video. I don't know what the hell it is. We're friends on some kind of social platform because we fought already. And I just said, I was like, I'm thinking of you, sweetheart. And I sent him like little kissy face emojis because I'm trying to talk some shit, What
did he say back?
He woke up the next morning, he said, oh, that's cute, or some shit like that. And then I just was like, yeah, man, hope you're working over there. Because I'm up here at 4 o'clock in the morning fucking doing extra shit to make sure I smash you.
I like the emphasis on the mic. Boom, I'm going to smash you.
Yeah, bam, dropping elbows on the mic just to prove my point.
Todd's going to be the next Mickey and wreck the studio.
Oh, my God, Mickey, I haven't seen that kid in a while.
Yeah, he was just there Wednesday. You missed him.
Was he?
Yeah, and then his hands hurt, so he's going to be gone for a while again.
Yeah, but he's on Facebook all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see him on social media quite a bit.
Yeah, him and my wife had a big Facebook fight last night.
Yeah, that was so funny.
Who won?
I don't know.
Your wife did.
I think my wife did. Because
but Mickey kept talking. I'm like, shut the fuck up already, Mickey. Stop this shit.
What he was saying didn't make sense, so dude. I think he won by attrition, but what he was saying didn't make no sense.
Mickey is something else, dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Rob Best, yeah, I fought him 5 years ago. I was a white belt. I had no idea what I was doing. My original opponent backed down, which big surprise because I've had 13 cancellations over the last 3 years. That's
Damn.
13 camps. That's 13 weight cuts. 7 were week of. 2 were day of. 1 was actually night of. Were you guys there the night the guy actually left when we were on deck?
Oh yeah.
I was already warmed up. I was on deck to come to the cage, and I get the information my opponent backed out.
Yeah,
it was just like,
hospital.
yeah, it's just like I couldn't even believe.
Damn.
How do you get someone? You know, like I was so distraught at that point. I've never seen nothing like that in my life. I just feel like if I was him, I don't even care what was going on. I'd rather just go out there and die or take whatever. How do you get there and be on deck to fight and then just be like, oh, I'm not feeling good now? Like, I don't know.
You shouldn't have took your shirt off till you got to the cage.
Yeah, maybe.
Damn. So yeah, he saw him, got nauseous.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bert Forney, you know, I don't know, whatever. Wish the best to the guy. But yeah, Rob Best, we fought 5 years ago. He was a step up. I go off on I drift off a lot. But, you know, he stepped up, and I remember they were like, how comfortable would you be with weight? Because he was like, he literally was standing there, and like, I remember he had like army like boots on, and he was just like he was like watching the weigh-ins. He was like, I'll fight him. And I'm like, who the fuck is this dude? Because he looks like a big, like,
right.
I'm like, there's no way that dude's a 155er. So they told me, the other Ciatoli, what's his name? Ryan. He goes, how comfortable would you be? You know, how close to weight does he got to be? And I'm like, I don't know, man. I'm like, can we at least make him make like 165, you know? I never got confirmation on that, but he was huge in that fight.
Yeah.
And, you know, I took him down and dominated him in that first round. And that was a split decision loss for me, but I didn't even know what I was doing then. And I feel like the rawness of me showed in that fight as far as determination, heart, and I feel like now that I'm a purple belt in jiu-jitsu and I've done a lot of, you know, I feel like I've grown and he hasn't. So how's that? He does the same thing.
That's a good answer.
He lifts a lot of weights, and I see him curling these weights. And that was another thing I told him too. I saw a message going, congratulations on your new bench press record. Whatever. I was like, have fun trying to bench press me, because he's weight strong, but he's not functionally strong, I don't think.
Right.
Well, I don't think. I know. I fought him already, and he looks strong. He looks like this big, strong. I tied up, and he wasn't that strong. I pulled him right down on the mat, and that was when I couldn't even wrestle. So I just feel like he's in big trouble, because I don't know what he plans on doing to me, but I just don't see him succeeding anywhere.
Your takedowns have really come a long way, man. You're exploding right through now. There's a
thank you.
little bit better technique. Not that you need much technique with the power that you drive through it. Like, it's hard to stop.
Thank you.
In the open field, like, you're going to be able to take anyone down. And
Yeah.
you got that short stature, too, so that level change that you make is just perfect.
Yeah, I've been working on that again. I kind of revisited that with something I wanted to emphasize, because he's not very comfortable off his back.
Right.
So
the thing that you used to do, you used to stop halfway through, and now you run your feet so well that it's hard to stop your takedown. And just from you running your feet, it makes the takedown so much more violent.
I think that comes from jiu-jitsu. I started getting jiu-jitsu-y. I always say that. Like, I remember when I was like started doing grappling tournaments, I got all like, because jiu-jitsu's lax. You know, you might get to a position where you shoot a takedown and you're like, all right, whatever, fuck it. And you just pull guard or kind of sit down. You got to get that like wrestle, you know, that spark, you know, run it. Yeah, so I took Mix's wrestling class lately. I cleared up my schedule to do that, and just reminded me of that wrestling grind. And that's that shit, them transitions that make a difference, you know.
Yeah.
So
you made some lifestyle changes. Can you talk about that a little bit, or do you not want to get into that?
No, I'm pretty transparent. I put it on social media, so obviously I opened myself up for that. I had been on some prescription medications, and they came up in my drug test, benzodiazepines, which I didn't even know were going to be on there. I didn't know they were, you know, I've been taking them since I was a kid, so I didn't think it would be a problem. Well, they fined me and they pulled my license, and then that was a tumble, like a snowball effect, because then I started drinking.
Before I get too far into that, was that because you didn't disclose it before your fight, or is that just because it's not?
Oh no, I
permanently?
wrote it. I wrote it right on there.
Right.
I was like, "Do you take any medications?" And I said, "Yes." And I wrote it down. I wrote what I was taking. And I took the test, and I popped for them. And I'm like, "What the hell?" I'm like, I told you guys I'm on them, and you know, and they're like, "Yeah, but they're on the panel."
Mm-hmm.
Same thing. Like, if you're prescribed TRT,
right,
and you're like, yeah, I'm on TRT, and you get tested, and you're like, well, yeah, you're fucking got pro hormones, and you just because you're prescribed doesn't make it okay.
right.
So if you're prescribed hydrocortisones, that's fine, but you can't take them for the fight. So I understand it. I just didn't know that benzodiazepines were on there.
Right.
Well, it turns out, those are the hardest thing to get off of, worse than heroin. I mean,
damn.
I ended up hospitalized. I ended up starting a GoFundMe account, which people were more than generous. So anybody that was a part of that's listening to this, I mean, I really don't think I'd be sitting here without you guys. So again, I mean, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. And I went to this detox facility in Florida, and the money welled up real quick. It's like $30,000 for a month. It's like goes up to $75,000 for the whole program. Damn. Yeah, and benzos are a unique thing because they don't prescribe them long term like they did anymore. With me during my childhood was like the pill popping era. Oh, you got ADD. Oh, you got bipolar. I don't think I had any of that shit. I think I just was an angry kid because I was bouncing around. I grew up in a rough neighborhood, and what I needed was
You need caveman hugs.
I needed a hug. Yeah, I needed a hug. Yo, I needed a hug. I needed a fucking punching bag. I didn't need fucking pills. Well, They put that mentality in me from when I was a kid. You got a problem? Take this pill. You got this? Do that. You got to have a drink. Smoke some weed. Do this, do that. And that's bad behavior to make a child be thinking like that.
Yeah, it is.
So anyways, after I got into detox, it failed, and they wanted me to stay, and all the money was gone, and I couldn't believe that's how the world worked. I was so shocked. I thought everything was going to work out, so I got out, and instead of manning up, I did the opposite. I just started drinking, and I had a very disappointing time, and I took that fight with Vince, and I just thought I was going to whoop his ass anyways while I was drinking and living like that. And after that loss, it kind of all came to fruition. I went back into rehab, and that's when I really, today's 140 days I've been sober. And I never thought I'd count the days or be like that, but now I see why people count the days. Because it's 140 days of being awoken in the best way possible. A lot of changes, a lot of stuff coming back to me.
Can you explain what that drug does to you and what it is like coming off? For people that don't understand.
Suppresses your central nervous system. So basically, it kind of evens you out. It's for like anxiety, and for me, it was because I was an explosive kid. So you give it to you. A lot of people take them to get high, like Xanax is in that same category. I hear rappers rapping about that shit. Mine was
Ray's selling that shit out back, so we better be careful.
No. But Ray, you heard it right, like Xanny bars,
yeah.
All of a sudden, like rappers are rapping. It's so weird, but I don't know how the fuck. But yeah, I mean, they're the most dangerous. They have the highest fatality rate. So what my doctor told me is I'm a quote unquote lifer. Like he's like, you're gonna be on these for life, because like you reach a certain point, your body doesn't make the chemical anymore, and without it, you have a seizure. Which I did have a seizure, and I fell over in the rehab, and I had to go to the hospital. It was a terrible experience. I mean, I can't even begin to explain. It was the worst fight of my life, but so yeah, I mean, I'm out of there, and I'm doing all the things that I dreamed about when I was in there, because they treat you like shit. Because after I ran out of money, then I had to go to like the state or like the Medicaid detox with everybody else, all the heroin addicts and this and that. A lot of those guys were coming out of prison, and they're court mandated, and they couldn't believe I checked myself in there. They're like, you checked yourself in there? Why the fuck would you do that? There was dudes that came in there and then they left because they were like, jail's better than like, fuck this shit. Because they yell at you. It's like lockdown. You got to line up for meds,
Damn.
Got to go to bed at a certain time. Yeah, detox it ain't no fun. But while I was in there, I did a fucking, I was doing millions of push-ups and sit-ups. I was in the shower. I took my I was doing jail shit. I had my fucking sheet for my bed. I wrapped around the curtains. I was doing rows. So I put on a lot of mass while I was in there. I gained a lot of weight. I got kind of like fat too because they feed you in there. But the whole time I was in there, that's all was stewing in my head was my MMA losses and how bad things were. And I had set these goals, and now that I'm out, I got this new job. I'm back in the gym grinding. I just came back from my sister, spending time with my niece and nephew. That was a big goal, get more time with the family. And my life's been a lot more simple, and I don't go out, I don't see anybody anymore, but I don't really care. I just sit in the house, and it's a clean, sober living is incredible. You know what I mean? And it's what I dreamed it would be, and it's coming true. And everything that I seen and said I was going to do is coming true. and I guarantee you I'm going to beat Rob Best on November 18th.
Awesome, man.
And it will come true. I can see it happening already. He's in trouble.
So if you need to get tickets for your fight, how can you get some tickets from you?
You guys can inbox me on Instagram. It's 2_face_ Todd Liberati. So 2face Todd Liberati. Obviously, I'm Todd Liberati on Facebook. You guys can inbox me. I can drive and we can make arrangements. I still got tickets left in all the sections. And there's going to be a good crowd. It's a stacked card. And also, too, if you buy tickets from me, make sure you're not timid. Make sure you come up to me at the fight so I can see you there and, show you some love because I appreciate anyone that comes. So.
All right. So make sure you pick up tickets from Todd or myself. I too have tickets left. We're trying to, pawn off tickets and make some cash for ourselves. This is a tough business.
Hey.
Yeah.
Because not only do we need to, it benefits us financially to sell tickets, but not too much. I mean, we only make, a few bucks a ticket. But what it does do is it helps us get on more cards because the more tickets you sell, the more promoters want you, the more fights you get.
Yep.
So help us sell tickets, man.
That's the truth, people. And the fights are fun. If you've never been to one, it's a unique experience. It's something. My first fight was watching TJ Sumler, and I was so nervous for him because being on the outside looking in. I don't know if you guys remember your first fight, but TJ was like my dude. We started at the same time. Well, we actually used to not like each other, which is. Shouldn't surprise probably either one of you guys with our personalities. We actually got into a fight that had to be broken up at the original WNY in 2005. And but I went to watch TJ and I was so nervous for him, on the outside. So I get it. Like fighting puts strain. Like that's why I give Karis a lot of credit. Your wife, Miss Caveman. It takes a lot. I got a divorce. I think part of that was definitely the fighting. She couldn't handle it. It's rough, I think,
It's very rough. I mean, we go through it too. It's like it's part of fighting, really.
It is.
You gotta have that special someone, and even for them, it's tough. I mean, she's run through it before. It's still really tough. Even tougher now that we got, we're more financially. Back in the day, we needed the money from the fights. Now we don't even need it. So now it's just like, she can look at it and be like, well, it's something that you're doing just for you, and pretty much is the truth. But
Hobby.
Yeah. It's my hobby, but it can't be a hobby. It's got to be your life.
That's what I'm saying, and that fascinates me because, guys like Eric Herbert. This guy, I got a criminal justice degree, so I went to college. I'm a college-educated man. I got a 4-year degree, and I always dreamed of being on the police force. Here you got this guy, he's like Marine Captain America figure, freaking got this job in the police, and he's exactly like when you think of a cop, you picture Eric Herbert walking up to your car being like,
I do too. I know exactly what you're saying.
You know what I mean? And he's got this thing, and like he's got this beautiful family in his house, and it almost keeps me up at night wondering why the hell a guy like that wants to go fight, and I respect it. And that's why my favorite fighter of all time is BJ Penn. And I didn't know this till I read his book. BJ Penn has money. He was born into money. And unlike a lot of us that don't have shit like me, this little purse I'm getting in these little tickets, I need that shit right now. I got a mortgage I'm holding down, you know what I mean? And, it is what it is. I mean, I'm going to take it as far as I can go. But hell yeah, I'm fighting. And absolutely the money means something for sure.
Oh, yeah.
For me, I'm actually losing money to take this fight because, I could be working overtime.
Right.
I'm giving away kids class time money, private time money. I'm spending a lot more money training myself. Going
supplements too
eating,
for me.
Yeah,
like
hell yeah, eating
fish oil and turmeric and all this shit that I'm taking to stay healthy and keep my body good. It's my body doesn't heal like it used to, and you got some years on me.
Damn, I hear you.
I'm sure my lifestyle though I'm probably like 50.
Yeah,
with
you
my
might
lifestyle.
be worse than me, man.
Probably.
But you're all muscled up, man. I don't got too many muscles, so.
I want to be just like you two guys. I want to have a 6-pack.
Oh, you missed it. Me and Ray had a $10 submission only match.
I certainly didn't miss it.
Yeah.
I watched it.
He still owes me the money. He hasn't paid me yet.
What did you tap him with? You were on
cross choke.
Just cross choke.
White belt cross choke.
But we don't have to lie. What really tapped him was exhaustion.
That was the knee on belly, probably.
What really tapped him was exhaustion. He was iron. You can only hold out so long with just power and without the knowledge of jiu-jitsu. And Ray's a big guy and he's strong. And he's got like a good fundamental core.
Yeah.
So I assumed you were going to get him somewhere around like the 7, 8, 9 mark. Kind of went how I thought it was going to go. But Ray's strong as fuck, man.
I like testing myself. I like going against higher belt guys.
That's what it's about.
Yeah, you should try and take Todd on.
Ray punches hard as fuck.
Dude, he kicks hard too.
I remember one time me and Ray were sparring. It was before he had his fight. And as I previously discussed, when people got fights coming up, nobody's trying to take a short. And I was littler than Ray, but I remember I cracked his ass with something. And he came back, and I remember being like, damn, I can't be firing at this big dude like that because I can't take many more of those. Ray hit me. Ray, you got a right hand, dude.
I remember you telling me about that too.
Yeah.
Like me training at the gym, I love all you guys, man.
Word up,
I'm learning from all of y'all, and it's just an honor to be around you guys.
Oh man, same.
Yeah.
Every one of my brothers in there going through it, at any level. Like I said, the recreational people to the people like I said who just are anomalies to me, like Eric Herbert. I don't know why he does it. I don't understand why he does it, but I respect the hell out of it. And that's why, like I said,
world champion too, man. We all do.
It's cool. Whatever the reason is, I don't care why you're in there. If you're in there and we're in there sweating together and bleeding together and like the blood, sweat, and tears, you see people crying in the sauna, cutting weight and shit. It's all real, folks. So
it's like we are a big family. You know what I mean? I feel like we
big
should
fucked up family.
we should all stick together. Help each other out, and I want everybody in the gym to succeed. Get that win.
Yeah, for sure.
That pisses me off when you think about it like that too, because I look at guys like me and Felton and stuff. We're always messaging each other and we're always saying we're brothers from a different mother and there's a lot of love there and this and that. And then like when I see racial divide happening in the country, and it's like they never want to show on the media like our family in the gym, all culturally diverse, all of us, the way how we love on each other and how tight we are for each other and what we all do. There's never none of that getting glorified. It's always all bullshit, and that pisses me off.
Because 90% of the world doesn't have common goals. I think we just need common goals. We're struggling. We're still struggling against other people, but we can struggle together.
True that.
That's what it is. It's always a struggle. When you have a deep enough struggle, like when there's a blizzard, dude, you see everybody out helping shovel everything. Like when it's nice out, people are like, fuck you, and they're just driving by. Yeah. But you get that inclement weather in Buffalo, and people are out shoveling the fucking snow for each other, shoveling on old ladies' sidewalks.
Yeah, it's hard to walk by.
Dickheads,
Yeah, it's hard to walk by a brother or sister and see them out there breaking their back, and they probably got to be to work too, and you got an extra minute. How you not going to help them out?
Right, exactly.
Yeah. Or like when there's a tragedy happens, and all of a sudden everyone's on the same team.
Yeah.
But when in between though intermittent tragedy and shit going down, it's cool for people to start. Like taking the knee and then racial divide, we stir that shit back up until something serious happens, and we put that back on the back burner again. It's kind of frustrating to see those things going on.
I think it's human nature just to have to hate something.
Yeah,
like you got to have an enemy.
Yeah.
And depending on who you are, the enemy could be someone of a different color. It could be someone in a different country. We can't just focus on peacefulness. It's just not in human nature.
It's almost like people are bored. I think it's got a lot to do with education too.
Yeah.
Being educated or wanting to feel like you're a part of something.
Right.
Like if I was a black male and I see the black male take the knee and it's like I see everyone doing it, it's like now I'm starting to feel like, and I'm not that educated, maybe I'm starting to feel like, well, damn, what am I, like a race traitor if I don't do that?
See, I don't like the knee. I like the knee when Kaepernick did it. I don't like the knee because they're doing it to fight the president, and now it's a racial thing, Like the Kaepernick thing was Black Lives Matter, and it meant something. And now the president said, no, don't take the knee, because some of those guys are still doing it for Black Lives Matter. Yeah. Now everyone's doing it just to fuck with the president. Yeah. And now it's like this whole president thing.
It's all convoluted now.
Yeah. Now it's not what it was.
But here's my point, though. This is my thing, and this is where I'm a little, I don't know, like I'm a little hippie, like sometimes. Like everybody love it. Well, yeah, that's why that whole Two-Face moniker thing came up from someone, because it's like everyone's like, I'm at home with like my moccasins on, like petting my cat, like watching like weird cartoons and just being like this really relaxed guy. And then like I do get really violent and weird in the cage, but that's just the way I am, But anyways, the hippie part of me is like, if you want to take a knee, it's like, cool, man, take the knee. Me personally, I'm not gonna kneel, because I grew up. My generation was when they pulled me out of my classroom. I was all signed up for the Marines, and I lost buddies to it. And my one best friend, he's here, but he's not here. He's one of them guys. He came back. He's not the same. He did 6-7 tours, and he breaks my heart every day to think about him, and he's just an alcoholic, and it it bothers me to think about that. But anyways, I just feel like if you want to take a knee, it's like take the knee, and then afterwards we'll get up because we're gonna play this game together because we're on the same team. Me, I'm gonna stand. You take the knee, and I still love you and I still respect you. And then we'll just move on. What's there to talk about? There ain't nothing to talk about. He's kneeling, I'm standing. They're kneeling, they're standing. You know what I mean? But then they blow it up and they make it something like that, and I don't like that shit. So
yeah, I just don't like the way what it's turned into. I like the original statement, and I don't like it now. And I think that the owners have the right to tell the players to either do it or not do it. And
right.
I agree.
Because they're representing that team. And it's just like you can't go to work and do whatever you want to do at work.
But the owners had no problem with it, but people complaining and saying you can't do that.
You know why the owners got a problem with it? Because Trump got pissed off and was like, all right, well, let's tax the NFL then.
Yeah,
now the owners got a problem with it.
True,
now it's all stupid presidential.
Yeah.
And
money.
There's money and it's race.
Money has a real funny way of changing.
Yeah, it changes everything.
True.
Oh, you want us to pay taxes on that billions of dollars? Never mind. No more kneeling.
But it's like when I work for Child and Family Services, you know, I had to stand for the pledge. You know what I mean? And that's just like one of the things you got to do for the company. So like you said, the owners should have the right. They reserve the right to do that. I agree with that statement. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's like, I don't know, man. I just want us, and this is why I say like it's a little hippie-ish because I don't have a solution. That's all I have is like I just wish everyone would just, you know, support each other and take support if they need support. But it's impossible. That's not how the world works. So it's not realistic of me to think that way because, like you said, like human nature. So
I saw something that Jim Brown said that was like, just hit me as really profound. He's like, you can either be an activist or you can be an NFL player. When you're an NFL player, it's not about playing football. It's about business and making money. And you can't do both because when there's money involved, you can't be pure. So if you want to be an activist, you got to step away from the game and be an activist. And if you want to play the game, sometimes you just got to suck it up and play the game.
True that. Even on our level of fighting that we're doing right now, the money changes the way you think about it. You see guys fighting over, you know, like I've seen some big beefs in the gym over ticket sales.
Hell yeah.
And, you know, we're fighting for these dimes and these pennies out here, and that changes your mentality because, like, when it was a hobby as an amateur, I just thought it was fun to get a fight. I'm a cage fighter. When I started off when I was, like, 18, I couldn't wait to tell people that I was, like, a UFC, that I did UFC. And, you know, a lot of my early fights, there's not even any record of that shit. They were driving, we were going to the reservations and stuff, and a lot of them early things, you can't find. I wish I had those videos, man. I knocked some people the fuck out back in the day, and the only people that know about it are like the old school people, like your Corey Websters.
Like, they're on VHS.
Yeah, I have a VHS. I do have a VHS of
yeah.
me knocking someone out, and it's like, you know, that stuff's all archived away. I don't know. The only place it really lives is in like the memory of me and like a few other people, but I don't even know where I was going with that. I drifted off hard there. But
I don't know. That's why this social media is awesome, though, man, because you got those stories. You always come back and tell them.
Yeah, now that's what I'm saying. Now, but like kids, like Solomon's whole fucking journey from fucking when he graduated high school to right now is his whole life is just mapped on social media, and that's kind of cool. You know what I mean? I don't remember anything from that time period of my life, and there's no proof to prove any of it except for like arrest fucking dispositions and shit like that from when I was a little son of a bitch when I was younger.
Yeah, but when you find that one grainy piece of tape, man, people are gonna watch it. It's just like we have that something that they don't have. We grew up without the technology and without all that shit, but we know how to use it. We're like our own little generation, man.
Yeah.
And they're gonna respect that when we're a little bit older. We're gonna be like those old guys around the gym that people just respect. Or we're just gonna be fucking old crackpots because we got CTE and nothing we say makes any sense at all.
Let's not even put that in the mix right now because shit. Like I said, me and you are both notoriously slow starters, aka me and you have both eaten a lot of heavy shots. So hopefully that doesn't happen.
Yeah, I just did 5 rounds of mix. I felt pretty good, man. It was tough.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. On Friday.
Mix is really any DBZ fan would know what I was talking about. Mix has ascended. He's like a Super Saiyan, like level 2 now. Like he just ascended. It's crazy because it's like his whole level just changed, and now he's afforded the opportunity to, because he does, you know, now he can train full time, you know, and unfortunately for guys like us, we still gotta put bread on the table and work the full time job and do that too.
Do you think that makes us tougher though?
Mentally, I feel Yes, I think. Because I feel like a lot of times at work, I get that feeling like, because people always asking me, or maybe it's my crooked ass nose or the tattoos are being stereotyped, but I get asked a lot. They're like, "Are you UFC?" Like a lot of people ask me that. I got asked the other day. My father came to visit me, and we were at the Co-op on Hurdle, and a guy came up to me.
I hate that place.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan either. Overpriced and whatever.
My wife loves it, and my son too.
So I ran into two people actually. The one dude had a gi bottom on, and he had said something, and then the other dude came up to me and said something. Asked me if I was a fighter, and I had like red sweatpants on with probably these old moccasins on here that I really need to get rid of because I think I've had these for like 4 years. I spray painted them black. They used to be brown. That's some ghetto shit. Spray painting moccasins to make them. Anyways,
you're preaching to the choir, man.
So
you don't got.
Yeah, right. So I ran into these dudes, and they're like asking me if I'm a fighter and stuff like that. And I think
I had these pants in 9th grade.
Hell yeah!
Don't make fun of my socks, man. Those are new. I just got those like 3 years ago.
Yeah, I got lost in translation again. We were going somewhere with that.
You talk about the Co-op, and people were asking if you were a fighter because of your tattoos or your crooked nose or you had your red sweatpants on, your moccasins.
Yeah. Something having to do with mix turned into a Super Saiyan. I don't know how we got there. Well, anyways.
I swear to God, there's no weed being smoked on this podcast. We're not the Joe Rogan podcast.
We're
just lost in thought.
Yeah,
speak for yourself.
Punches.
No, I'm just kidding.
A lot of punches took in here.
Yeah.
No, oh, I know where I was going with that. What I was going to say was that I get asked that a lot, and whenever people ask me that, I'm always like, yeah, and they're like, don't you get nervous? And I'm like, I wish he was here right now. That's always my response because it is that mental grind. Like, I'm stuck here with this guy at my job, and, you know, I work security in a hospital, so there's various shit we deal with. Sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's really difficult. Sometimes you got a guy, he's naked, he's withdrawing, he's flipping out, he's throwing kicks at you, and we have to, like, I can't use any of my, you know, martial arts skills on these people. I would hurt them. So you kind of got to use brute force and hold them down, and it just gets ugly. And I think that mentality, like, because I'm scornful that I'm there, kind of, towards my opponent. Because the whole time I'm there, I'm just thinking, like, I don't know. Maybe that's just me, but.
Cold silver.
Yeah.
Cold silver, yeah.
Do you know Masse Bowles?
Big black fella with braids, yeah.
He got in trouble for grabbing someone that was attacking a girl at his job before.
Why do I know him though?
He was a fighter. He fought for Victory.
Back in the day, okay.
Yeah, back in the day, he's big dude, like heavyweight.
Yeah.
But he ended up, some mental patient was attacking a female coworker, and he grabbed him and yanked him down to the ground and hurt him pretty good. And he got fired from his job for it. You know, he's just protecting that girl. But it's tough, man. It's a tough job.
Yeah, I've utilized some jiu-jitsu, you know, for sure. I've gotten pinned down before, and just
by the naked guy.
No, I would no. Everything would have been like headbutting would have been utilized, like anything and everything. Like I got my limits, you know. Like bodily fluids is my thing.
Yeah.
Like if someone, I'd rather have someone just come up to me and sneak me, you know, and hit me or whatever, than spit on me or slap me or something demeaning. Like some of the patients, they throw piss, and they know whenever that happens, like they will call because there's police officers and security. They get the ODP police officers to get me out of there because I don't have any control, and I start going crazy, and it's just something that I can't explain to you. It's like I got these core values from when I was a kid, you know, and I got a real Dago father that was always pointing his finger in my face saying, you don't let them do this and that, and, you know, he's like kind of like a Guido, and it's like there's just these lines and like these limits, you know, and it's like, you know, like that's just so violating. So it's like when it comes to that type of stuff, it's almost like I have to remove myself from the situation, you know. So because I might like hit someone or something.
You should call him a cheat in so he could drink the pee.
Happened one time. I did hit someone one time when I was working security. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, damn.
But that's because he hit me first.
Hey Todd, you used to be a bouncer too, right?
Yep.
At a club or something.
Yeah, I used to work at Mr. Goodbar on Elmwood.
Good stories there, I bet.
Oh my God, yeah, especially like then. It's like different now.
Oh.
We used to have like hip hop night and have a DJ, and you know that brings a different crowd in and stuff like that. But they it's kind of like turning into like, I don't know what it's turning into. Listen, in my opinion, best bar in Buffalo. All right, they got 35 taps. They're always changing them in and out. They got some of the best wings in Buffalo. They're one of my very first sponsors. The owner is a great guy.
Good Bar is? They got good wings. I have to check it out.
People, they got these wings called.
I'm 158 right now. I go eat some wings tonight.
Kiss my ass, because my diet. I don't even want to talk about my diet and what I got laid out for me in the next few weeks. But what's it? Cajun Stout. He mixes it from like a stout beer with like a golden barbecue and some Cajun seasoning, and they're fucking bomb, dude. You got to try them. Cajun style wings, a good bar, and every person I've ever I've had people had them frozen and sent to them. They like them so much, like when they come visit Buffalo.
Yeah, Lovejoy Pizza is my favorite place to get wings from.
Where?
Lovejoy Pizza, right on Lovejoy Street in Buffalo.
On Bailey? Wait.
On Lovejoy. Yeah, Bailey and Lovejoy, yeah.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
I don't think I've had it since I was how long has it been there?
92, 93, something like that.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think, yeah. Because I used to live over on Leroy. And I think my mom used to like getting pizza from over there.
Yeah, their pizza's just okay, but their wings are killer, dude. Their medium wings, best in Buffalo. Best sauce in Buffalo.
Gotta try Good Bar.
I will. Cajun wings, they don't have good Cajun wings, so I'll go try it at Good Bar.
Cajun
Plus, Brandon
style.
Muckle plays Good Bar, so I can get some good tunes in, too.
Ask Muckle. Dude,
yeah.
It's so funny because I used to bartend there after I worked security. I started bartending. That's how I met Muckle.
Mm-hmm.
He used to come in and get a pint of Murphy's. You never forget your regulars and what they drink, by the way. He'd come and get a pint of Murphy's, and he would just sit there, and he was such a pleasant, quiet, polite little dude. And then when I found out he was an MMA fighter, too, I'm just like, Jesus. Because there's people, just all walks of life coming into this sport.
Never expect him to be an MMA fighter when you look at him.
Yeah.
He walks around like old man. If you saw Damian Maia fight last night and you saw the way he's walking around the cage, that's the way Brandon Muckle walks around all the time. He's just like, But then, dude, when he explodes on you, you're all tied up in a ball and he's going to break your arm.
He's got some killer jiu-jitsu,
yeah,
man.
He's not a joke.
And he's tough. He's tough. His stand-up isn't like, it's not like his stand-up is technically great.
He's got a chin, dude.
But he's got a chin, and he comes forward, and he's a very tough.
Him and Ali had a great fight.
I did a little one-on-one training with him a couple times.
You know who else goes with Mr. Goodbar? Your favorite guy, Doug Lampier.
Oh yeah, that cocksucker. Oops. Said that.
Damn! I'm not editing that out.
I'm not the biggest fan either, so I mean, I'm sure he knows that from all the times I violently choked him out whenever I went.
You know
with him.
what? With that guy, I mean, I get along with everybody in the gym, but that son of a bitch, man, he said something else. Man, I just want to fuck him up.
Okay, my reason is this, because I get along with everybody too. I was bouncing at Good Bar. He came up to me, and it was after I lost to Nick Dodge. Now, keep in mind, I didn't even know what Muay Thai was. I didn't even know how to pronounce it. So when I fought Nick Dodge, I had TJ Sumler working my corner. And if TJ hears this, fuck you, TJ, because...
MMA or Muay Thai were you fighting?
MMA.
Okay.
And yeah, here's wherein lies the problem. So I'm fighting an MMA match, not really knowing about leg kicks or nothing. I got TJ Sumler in my corner. This was TJ's in-between round advice. Fuck is you doing, dog? Fuck is you doing? What fucking... You put the hands on him. That was my corner advice. So I go back out there trying to put the hands on him. I'm bobbing my head because I had boxing matches, and I'm like, he keeps kicking me in the fucking legs. So I was talking shit to Nick, and I was like, fucking, come on, you fucking bitch. And I was like, telling him, like, quit kicking like a girl. I'm like, let's go. And if you watch the video from that fight, it was Raging Wolf, I think. You could see me waving him on. You could see me stick my tongue out at him because he hit me with one punch. He threw one punch the whole fight and hit me right in the mouth. And it wasn't hard. It wasn't a lot of power. So you see me stick my tongue out like this, and I'm like, come on, come on. But truth be told, he was butchering my legs, and I felt like I couldn't walk. But I didn't know how to answer that because I didn't know about check-in.
Right.
So my response to that was just to start talking shit, like to try and get him to bait him to come in. And it almost worked because he came in for a punch, and as soon as he came in for a punch, I hit him, but then he backed off again.
Yeah.
And then he fucking, he ended up winning the fight, but... Doug, the fucking asshole, just coming around. I didn't forget where I was at. Came up to me when I was at Good Bar and goes, "That's one of the worst performances I've ever seen, personally."
Just like him.
And I'm like, I'm sitting there. I haven't seen him in a while because I used to be spotty in the gym, and Dub used to get mad at me because he would always say, and like the guys would say, like, you could be really good if you showed up, because I used to come like once every 2 weeks and just spar super hard and then leave, and that's why I didn't know what Muay Thai was, So fucking Doug, this guy's got the nerve to come up to me. Listen, you have a right to your opinion if you stepped in there and you did it. even once, I'll turn my head towards you because I'll go, he went in there, you know, like you never been in there. And at the time, I think he was like a blue belt or whatever because it was years ago. He might not even been a blue belt yet. He just was getting his jiu-jitsu. No, he still wanted to do MMA at the time because he was training fight team. Because when I came back, I sparred him and I beat the fucking shit out of him.
Damn. I can't imagine Doug fighting.
I asked him about fighting when I first started at the gym.
Yeah.
He goes, I don't like to get hit.
Yeah, because he went in the ring with Todd. I don't want to get hit. I wouldn't like getting hit by Todd either.
Yeah, Todd, you fucked him up.
See, there's a lot of them stories that go around, and that sucks because I carry that with me, and then certain guys go with me, and they just like come in, and they just like I feel like they want to fuck me up because of those like stories like the me and Catillus incident. Were you there for that? Either one of you?
No, I've heard about it, but I don't know what really happened.
I hit Mike, and it cut him. It split him open, like a decent cut, like you see like in a fight.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a hard hit. There was, you know, I think
cuts
it was
happen.
Yeah, and it was. I think it was because my glove was worn in. There was like a tear in my glove.
Pat cut me the other day, and it was not a bad cut at all. And it just happened. It wasn't a hard punch, but it still cut me. You know, like
it happens.
Cuts happen.
But that story spread around, and then the jiu-jitsu guys thought I was like the devil. So then I was like, "Fuck jiu-jitsu, it's gay," and it ended up hurting me. It ended up hurting me because I wasn't trained jiu-jitsu. I just stuck over with the boxers, and at the time there was a divide, anyways. But you know.
What do you think about the acquisition of Victory by WNY MMA?
Excuse me. Well, at first I hated you guys so bad. We had assigned Victory Brewing Company in Goodbar. After I lost to Pete Mazzio, I took it down. And, you know, you guys coming to us was the best thing that ever happened to us. Because I went on a 5-fight winning streak after I combined with you guys. And Coach Eric Herbert, he sat me down and, you know, he gave me a little something what I needed because I'm a hard guy to earn. Once I earn your respect, you got it, and it's tough to lose it. But it's hard for me to respect people because I've done boxing matches, Muay Thai matches, Jits matches, MMA matches. So it's like certain people, if they're like a one-facet guy like Dub, I mean, I respect Dub through the fucking roof. And this obviously is probably sounding wrong. I use him as an example, but I mean, like, for like MMA maybe entirely, if he had a super strong opinion about something, I might have a difficult time swallowing that because he's never experienced a full force like uppercut to the face when you're in the clinch. It's not so easy to get wrist control when you're getting smashed by uppercuts and elbows, you know, or something like that. But all hats off to Dub. He steps in there with us and he gets down. Love Dub. He's a tough guy. So nothing on him, but that's what I mean. Eric sat me down and he said, you know, you could be one of the best fighters in here. He's like, or you could be the worst. You're your own worst enemy type of deal, you know. And that gave me a lot of motivation because I didn't have someone who I respected a lot like that at the time. So when you guys came over, Eric's natural just leadership that he just has, he's just a natural born leader.
You know what's crazy? He's probably younger than both of us, and I respect the shit out of him too. I almost look at him like a dad, kind of.
That son of a bitch. I know, right? Well, like I said, he's just that fucking Captain America figure. I don't know, and he's got leadership qualities, and he had the resume to back it up. I'm like, okay, this guy, because when he first came, me and Eric sparred a bunch of times, you know, and I was hitting him. I wanted to see what was up with him and stuff like that, and I'm sure we all explored each other when we first. I know I tried to fucking murder Pete when he first came back, and it was cool to see how my jits and wrestling had come along because when I fought Mazzio, he just kept blast doubling me, taking me down, and he didn't take me down one time that first time, and I was so proud of that. But anyways, yeah, you guys and us merging, I mean, it fucking made sense. Look what it did for the team. It built together a big family, and you guys brought together an attitude and a structure and wrestling, and we brought, you know, jiu-jitsu and like I trained Muay Thai with Stonehorse, and I did a lot of them Thai matches, and like there was guys that you guys didn't have some of that, so we all started blending up, and you know, it mixed things up real nice because I think our team's successful. So that's
cool to hear you say that because I know you're one of the most vocal proponents of us not merging and stuff.
I was
the vigor of your hate for us.
I said I'm fucking out.
I like that you never hated me though. I take that as a compliment.
So Caveman, that was kind of like a Bloods and Crips.
No, I was a Caveman fan. I was a Caveman fan because I watched you fight, and everyone was like, Dub and a couple guys were telling me about you, and I'm going. They're going Jeff Dens, and I'm going. Oh, I fucking know him because I'd seen you at Raging Wolf before,
right?
And then I seen you fight. What was that fight?
In the hot strap?
Yeah. Yeah, the fucking, it was like musical chairs, just up and down, up and down, up. You got dropped and you're popping back to your feet. And I just fucking, by the end of the fight, I was screaming for you. And I'm like, and that's why I told you after that, I didn't even know you. I'm like, dude, I want one of your shirts. And I stayed bothering you about it for like a year and a half till I finally got one. I didn't get one of the cool ones, though. I got a black and white one. And it still's got like...
yeah, those cool ones cost like $30 to make.
Yeah. Yeah. I would have paid, man.
Yeah.
I became a Caveman fan that night.
I tried to steal his belts after, but his crew was about to beat me up.
Yeah. Man, he's a tough
Remember we
dude,
came
man.
at him, Caveman, that one event he won?
Yeah.
And he looked at us like we were going to jump him.
I know. He was like, what are you guys doing, man? You want nothing to do. I'd like to fight him again someday, too.
Yeah.
Now I'm a little bit better.
Yeah, I know what you mean. That's what's cool about this fight coming up with me and Rob Bess is, you know, like I fought him, like I said, 5 years ago. I was a wipeout, didn't have the experience, and I said, man, I always wanted that one back. Well, now it's coming back.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm going to get this
Less
other one
than
back
3
for
weeks.
you, too.
I'm going to get it. Yeah, well, I'm not going to even talk about the future. I'll just focus on this for now, but that's going to be something I'm going to be interested again, I think, in the future.
Yeah. Keith is fighting. I know you guys wanted to fight a long time ago. Is that still there or what?
Absolutely. I couldn't believe it. I just found out, Keith, you know how I found out he was fighting? I looked at the poster and I seen his name on there.
Yeah, he was the first one on the card out of all of us.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But I knew that they wanted me to fight Jay, and then Jay, something happened with him or something, and then I went through that whole hell that I went through the last year, and yeah, I don't know. I don't like Keith, and I know that's your friend.
That's my boy.
I know.
You're my boy too, though.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that because you know I don't like. I feel like I've never done anything overtly like to disrespect him to you, and I'm not talking trash about it or nothing. I'm just telling you, man to man, I just don't like him.
Yeah.
And I've told him that to his face, and I called him out to a fight to his face too, because he was really rude to me. It wasn't just like I come out of nowhere. I'm not this angry guy. I was all like, hey man, I like bowed like respect and everything, and I was like, I'm so sorry. I got on my hands and knees. I cleaned up because I walked on his mats with my sneakers.
Mm-hmm.
I was all scatterbrained, and Laura Niz had her first MMA fight coming up, and as usual, I got sucked into taping hands and holding pads for people, and I don't mind. I'm always down to help the team. But I was really scatterbrained, and I ran back in there, and I go, oh my God, there's a cage back here? I didn't even know there was a gym back there. Sometimes I'm oblivious to the world. So I walk back there, I'm like, why are we warming up in this fucking locker room when there's a... So I'm like, this is awesome. So I ran back in there, and Keith goes, hey, what do you think you're doing, Liberati? Well, you know, blah, 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 blah. And I turned around, and I go, oh my God, because I immediately knew what he was talking about when I got my shoes on. I said, I'm so sorry, Keith. I said, I'm so sorry. And I shook his hand, like bowed, and I run over and I grab the thing, and I'm like on my hands and knees scrubbing it. And he's like, and who do you think you are? You could just run in my gym. And he started talking like that to me.
Yeah.
So right there, I wanted to stand up and just be like, who the fuck do you think you're talking to, Keith? You know what I mean? Like, you not, you know what I mean? Like, don't get anything confused right here. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, but I didn't, because I didn't want to make it about me. And I had my fighter who was nervous for her fight, and we were on deck. So I sucked it up. I was fucking pissed. I sucked it up. I went out there with Laura. We did our thing. I did my thing as a coach. She did a fantastic job. Split decision loss, but I still think she won that fight. I watched it 3 times. I'm totally unbiased. I think she won the fight. And then,
Rich Mitchell was one of the judges for that, and he agreed that he judged that fight wrong.
Yeah.
And that would have changed the fight right there.
I'm not biased. I'll own up to anything, and I worked hard with her, and if she didn't perform well, I would tell you. And I think she did, and I think we did enough to win that. And so anyway, so I snap out of coach mode, and I walked right up to Keith. As soon as it was over, I walked right up to Keith, and I got right in his face. And I was like, we need to fight. I was like, we were supposed to fight. I was like, now you want to talk shit to me? I was like, so make it happen. And he goes, well, you make it happen, or something like that, like some like fifth, like kindergartner type stuff. Like,
right.
You're a jerk. No, you're a jerk. And I just was like, all right, fine, I'll talk to him. So I was talking to Don, and I don't know what happened. And then, he went, and Keith went and got stopped and got injured, unfortunately, which sucks because I've been there, and then that fell apart. But maybe in the future, yeah, I would love to fight Keith.
Yeah, both 55
I've been
pros,
singing about that for years. I wanted to fight Keith. So
yeah, this is what Caveman's Corner is about, putting fights together. Although I don't really want to see you guys fight because I like to train with both of you, and then I won't be able to train with Keith if you guys end up fighting. So it would suck for me.
You want to keep the peace?
I don't want to keep the peace. I just want to train over there with Keith. I like training with Keith. He's my boy. I love him to death.
Right. Yeah, that's a strange, because that would make me feel strange too. Even though I know that I respect you, and I know that you wouldn't be like this is like Liberati's planning on doing this and this to you. Like that's
I had that whole thing with Bubba when Bubba fought him too.
Yeah.
I didn't go train with Keith that whole time because Bubba's fighting our guy. I believe in teammates and loyalty, and Keith does too. He wouldn't ask me for that stuff. He's a really cool guy.
Right.
And it just puts me in a bad spot. But hopefully you guys that I would respect our gym and our team.
Yeah, I 100% know that. I would feel totally comfortable training with you. In that situation, in that scenario, I'd feel even more comfortable fighting Keith because I feel like he's got nothing for me. But hey, we'll see. One fight at a time.
Man. That'd be very interesting.
Yeah, I'm very laser focused on Robert Best right now.
Yeah,
that's it.
Poor guy. He doesn't know what he awoke.
Yeah.
Can you get into coaching a little bit? Is it a huge step away from the cage for you, or do you kind of fit right in? I've seen you do a lot of work with Laura Niz. How did that all get started?
Well, I was always doing kind of privates on the side for some extra cash because there's not a lot of money in this game. And she came to one of my conditioning classes, and she just busted her ass. And I seen guys like, well, I'm not gonna drop names again. I'm not that guy to drop.
He's like guys like Caveman.
Yeah, guys like Caveman over there, and guys like Caveman and Big Ray, and I see him over there. Like, well, no, but I catch certain guys like, because I used to run that. We used to run that class, and I used to I would do it with him.
Ray would never make it through. I'm telling you right now. He quit like 10 minutes in his conditioning class.
I went to his conditioning class before my fights. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember you up in there. Remember?
Yeah.
Remember, I used to have everyone shouting and marching. We would do all this crazy shit with the flips and the ropes, and it was good. I still do those things, but there's just no class for it now. Sean still does them by himself, Superfly Felton. So it's like that fell apart, and it sucks because I wish that there was a time designated for that again, so that some of the guys that maybe don't know strength and conditioning like I do could get into those rhythms and get into that.
It sucked that no one came.
Right. You always showed up.
That was one of the best classes we had for a while too. It just sucks because no one come. So no reason to have it. It just sucks.
Yeah, true story. I was showing up by myself, and then it was like just me and you, and then it was me, you, and Sean, and it was. But anyways, Laura showed up one day, and she came in, and like I said, I was always looking for people to catch them taking breaks because they were looking to see if I was looking. Because if I seen you slacking, I would be like, hey, Caveman, fucking pick it up over there. Let's fucking go. And then I would like run over there and do it for you if you were having trouble doing it. You know what I mean? Just that stupid slave driver mentality.
That stupid crawls that used to make it. I hated those crawls after the polymetric crawls after you did all the other stuff. Yeah, that was the worst for me. Yeah,
those are good because it makes you simulate when your arms are exhausted and you're in the fight and you're just trying to move around and pummel and shit. But so I seen Laura. She impressed me. She did not take a break. She was stumbling around. She looked like she was gonna die. And I know she was smoking like a pack of Newports a day at the time, and she was, and to see the amount of heart in that little tiny, crazy little human being, that's my friend. And I said, hey, you ever interested in fighting? And she was like, not really. Why? And I don't know. You see something in somebody, you know what I mean? And so I started like training with her, and then she bought some privates from me, and that was it, man. I just took off and tried to look out for her a little bit and make sure that some of the other girls didn't like her, so they were really trying to go hard on her and be hard on her, and I wanted to kind of do some things people never did for me. It was almost like a pay it forward type of thing, like kind of watch out for her and spar and make sure she's not getting hurt and fucked up. And
all the girls hated her.
I know.
Why was that though? They were jealous thing?
Bubba.
Yeah, I guess, out of gym relation. I mean, I don't know. I'm not going to even touch on it because me and her, the relationship's strictly professional. It's always been that way. She grew into a friend, actually. I can't say that.
But here's the thing. One person talks about something, and then, girls are all either they like you or they don't.
Right.
And then once you get to that point, you're never going to get it back, So I respect that. I respected her when she was training for that fight. She came in and she worked hard every day. So she earned my respect when she came in and did that.
Yeah, and I remember you called for her to get KO'd, I think, in the first round.
I did. That dude, Bikini Girl has hands for days.
I know she does. And I know you've seen what she did to Mans.
Hell yeah. And then
oh yeah, I don't think she liked you for that.
Well, I got a call like I see it, and then every time you see her sparring in the gym, she turn around and give her back up. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then that's all I see.
She's a gamer.
But when she was in the cage, she came and she fought.
You should have seen her fight in Detroit. 5 rounds she fought, and she was losing miserably every round. But God damn, did she not stop trying for 1 second?
You know who was at that fight? Dan Cox.
Yeah.
He was at the fight in Detroit.
That's cool.
There was a fight outside the cage. Was
if you listen to my commentary though, I called the fight for her. When
Did you?
Yeah, at the end of the round, I was like, I'm gonna go interview the American right now.
Oh, I never heard it. Heard it.
I had that one at home actually.
Speaking of another good matches, her and Mans, that's got to happen eventually.
Yeah.
All those girls ended up subsequently hating me because I was representing her. So they assumed like I was hooking up with her or something like that. And never, ever, ever would I touch a girl at the gym. It's just not going to happen. I take that shit way too serious. Half the time I don't even see who's in there because when I show up for practice, you know, if I got a fight coming up, I'm pretty focused, you know. And so a lot of the girls started not liking me, including Mans. And I tried to shake it off, be a good teammate, and she snapped at me one day. And then all of a sudden I was like, you know what? This little redhead fucking girl with this attitude. I was like, fuck her. And then I tried to come to Rick to it because Rick and me had made amends because we didn't get along initially. We're not similar human beings, and there's no reason for...
Seems like you don't like the law enforcement guys just like Ray. Ray's never here for a law enforcement interview.
Huh.
Just saying.
Go figure.
You didn't like Herbert at first? There's a pattern.
No, I never said I didn't like Herbert. I never said I didn't like Herbert.
Before we were teammates.
But wait a minute. I would pick Herbert for my corner.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
but you
wouldn't
do an interview with him.
I got nothing but respect for Herbert. I like him.
I call him the general because he's like the general of our troops. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Yeah. And I respect a general who goes out there and is fucking throwing spinning back fists and shit and throwing his hands because I don't want to see him go out there and just do his blast up with some of these guys, and I knew he was capable of doing that. I liked he went out there and mixed up a little bit. Yeah. That's what the fuck you're supposed to do when you're a leader like that, and I respect that shit. So, yeah, I respect Eric. But, yeah, no, Rick, we had a problem. I don't remember what it was. Actually, you know what? I do remember what it was. It was at your house.
My house.
Uh-oh.
We were watching a Conor McGregor fight at your house.
Yeah.
And Rick was saying something, and I was saying something, and, you know, it evolved a little bit. I'm not going to rehash it because we're good on it now, and I'm still good with Rick to this day. But, you know, I wasn't good with Mans, and I kind of mentioned to him, hey, you know, in the most respectful way, like, you know, I was like, Mans was saying this stuff to me yesterday. I'm like, come on, man, like, can you talk to her or something? He's like, yeah. He's like, she just doesn't fucking like you, man. And blah, blah, blah. I'm like, that's fine. I'm like, I don't like her either. Everyone can just, you know, whatever. Because that's hard because I know me personally, if you didn't like my wife, I just am not going to like you instantly. Right. That's the way I was because I'm a very loyal person. Like, never would, I don't know how you are, but I don't know if someone was like, hey, I don't like Mrs. Caveman. I don't know if you would have a tough time. Would you have a tough time? Like, how would you deal with that? Would you?
I deal with that all the time, man. I just do it. I don't really like too many people at all, so it's easy for me. I just put the fake smile on and do my deal.
So you're good at treading, like just that's a good thing. That's a good thing. I'm not good at that, so I couldn't hide it. So I let him know that, and then obviously, you know, the girls and the hatred and Mans and it all kind of brewed up to that, and then I seen Mans as a bully. She beat the fuck out of Laura. One of the first times Laura ever sparred, Mans beat her, and I mean, like, she was beating her and it was bad. Like, I kept having to stop it.
That's what I saw when right before I wrote that review too, because that was like right, I don't know, about 4 or 5 weeks out from that fight that she had with the bikini girl, and like I saw the stand up and I was like, oh man, that bikini girl's got hands, she's gonna turn her back and it's gonna be quick. Laura came out and she fought though. She's
bit her mouthpiece, closed her eyes half the time, swung for the fences. I mean, and she came to fight.
I think her and Mans is a really good fight.
I think Mans is a bully, and I think that Mans has got the opposite of Niz. I think she did good in the gym, and I think when she got out there, when she got hit, I seen her turning up.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the girls that she's fought have been killers, too. That Isabella Qua girl's like a fucking video game. Yeah.
Well, how about her getting choked by a kickboxer, though?
Yeah.
Ashley's a Muay Thai person.
But she got dinged up by the hands, man.
That's true.
It wasn't the jiu-jitsu part. It was.
I'm not sitting here to put Mans down either. I mean, shit, you know, whatever. All respect to her for stepping in the cage too. I just don't like her.
I know.
I don't like her attitude.
They don't like each other.
They don't like each other.
They're
so that
similarly
fight,
matched.
Yeah.
They're both like got a little weakness on the feet. They're strong grapplers. It'd be a great fight. I think it'd be awesome.
It'd be like jiu-jitsu versus wrestler, right?
I don't know.
Niz has been
Niz
has been boxing though.
Yeah, Niz has been boxing.
Everyone's going to be in for a big surprise. She's been boxing,
Side, right? In the West
Are
Side
you who's corner for November 18th? Is she fighting on that card?
Oh my God! You know, to be honest, last I knew, yes, but she's had a lot of personal issues going on. You know, she's got she's got a difficult situation happening right now. And then with I had to kind of sit her down for this one and say, hey, I need to step out and focus on me 100% right now.
Right.
So, because I gave a lot to her. I was staying extra hours, and it's draining worrying about someone else. And
you're a coach while she's doing jiu-jitsu, dude. You're sitting on the side of the mat watching her and coaching her. I saw that, too.
Yeah, so it was tough for me, because I put a lot into spending time with her, and I kind of had to tell her this time around, like, hey, this is no joke here. I really fucked up the beginning of my pro career, and this is
make or break, man.
Yeah, I got
this one, dude.
Exactly. So I explained that to her. So I'm so far removed from the situation, I'm not even sure, to be honest with you, but I'm pretty sure, it'll probably be, she'll probably pick someone.
Schultz is going to be down there. Scholl is fighting on that card, too, so I don't know who else is going to go down there.
Who's fighting?
Mikey Scholl. November 18th.
Okay. I'm glad we got him.
Yeah, dude, he's a killer. We did wrestling practice today, man, with him and Pat and Minhouse and stuff. It was a tough practice.
I like training with him. I like him.
Yeah.
He can box.
Heck yeah.
Did you know that?
I've been in the ring with him. I know.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that until I boxed him.
Got some good hands.
He was kind of lighting me up a little bit, and then Solomon was like, "Yo, Todd," he's like, "Just start throwing down the middle." And as soon as he said that, I started like cracking him. And Scholl was like, because he's a nice kid, joke around. He's like, "Solomon, why the fuck are you telling him that?" Like, he's like, "I was doing good." He was doing good. He kept like ducking, using this really awkward like Joe Frazier like in and out, popping up with the hooks, and he was tagging me with the hooks, and I was getting aggravated. And Saul was like, "Todd, relax, down the middle." As soon as he said that, I was like, "Oh, like just ones and twos were landing." And well, yeah, he can box, and he's tough, jiu-jitsu.
He's got that really MMA style of boxing where he's in your face and he's about to. You can see how he sets up his takedowns very easily with his boxing.
Great addition to the team.
Heck yeah,
cool. Love that he's with us.
8-1 Annie.
Shit. Fuck yeah. Schultz beat him, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, he did. Michael Schultz beat Scholl.
Oh, yeah, he did. Actually, I talked to Mike about that.
After a nerve-wracking stand-up,
Uh-huh.
Scholl was beating the fuck out of Schultz. It's a tricky last name pronunciation here. But so Schultz catches him in an armbar because Schultz's jiu-jitsu is fantastic, and especially his jiu-jitsu for MMA, he really made that transition well. Well, he caught Scholl and he gets him. He goes back in the locker room, and Herbert's like, "What the fuck were you doing?" Because he wasn't listening to anything they were saying.
Yeah.
And he's like, "I just wanted to bang, bro," because Schultz is crazy. He's all bloody and shit. And I'm pretty sure he had a concussion. Scholl was rocking him. Scholl was rocking Schultz, but Schultz won with an armbar, inverted armbar.
Yeah.
I remember because I was screaming myself hoarse. I'm like, "What the fuck are you like? Put your hands up, takedown," because he was getting like delusional, trying like Roy Jones stuff. And it's like,
was that FCP?
Yeah.
I have to go back and watch that one.
Go back and watch that one.
I'm gonna start playing at the gym every day and see if I start something.
I mean, Schultz was fucking. I mean, he was so close so many times to getting caught with these huge punches from Scholl, and he did eat a couple. Schultz got rocked a couple times, and I don't know, man. He survived somehow and did some jiu-jitsu shit. Fucking rolled, inverted armbar, boom, got the W. So,
was there a time where you didn't like Mikey?
Schultz?
Yeah.
Hell no. Me and Schultz are LP. North End. I moved to Lockport when I was 14, and I stayed there till. Well, I wasn't there that long, but I was there long enough to form relationships with, Corey and Joe Taylor and.
I wasn't sure where you stood when that whole Bubba Schultz fight thing went down.
Oh, that was don't talk to me about it from either one of them. Bubba would say something, they knew that it's kind of was a thing. They didn't talk to me about it.
You're like Switzerland.
Yeah, I was neutral as fuck. And then I couldn't believe what happened with those two happen.
Yeah.
Like, I'm glad. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. There was people that were flipping out about it. I don't see nothing wrong with it. I think it was a good decision.
I think two things were wrong with it. I think it should have been behind closed doors where there wasn't everyone in the gym. So there's not like tapes of it out there.
I agree. I think that's fucking stupid. I actually do. I agree with you there.
And I don't think it should happen after Eric said don't do it. I think they should have just did it. They're grown men. They could just get in there and beat the shit out of each other. Like,
wait, what you got your middle finger up?
I'm counting. 1, 2. I was counting, Ray.
Okay.
I'm not giving you the finger like this. Even though I beat you for $10 and you never paid me.
I see him like this.
Yeah. Nah.
Maybe, I don't know. He wasn't feeling it.
There's a gang sign.
He wasn't feeling my opinion. He's getting
But I mean, besides for that, I agree that guys like need to bang it out sometimes.
You know what? I never thought it through until now because why would I? But now that you say that, Yeah, because I've had problems personally. Like, again, I'm not going to drop any names.
You and Superfly, man, when you guys had that.
Look, there you go, fucking dropping shit.
That was why I respect you guys, though. You both had it out. You yelled at each other. Nothing happened out of it, but you both got your point across. You respected it. My son was there, and we learned a very valuable lesson for that. And I wanted to thank you for that, actually, because even though you guys both got upset, that's what men do. We get upset with each other. We're alphas, you know.
I think I spoke with him after.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I did. I spoke with him after to apologize to him and Karis. But you know what? Yeah, that was the difference. I had a problem with Sean. That the problem sparked then and there.
Right.
And I handled it then and there. I stood up and I said, "Well, what do you mean?"
You guys didn't go home and post on Facebook and all other bullshit.
No.
Head out face to face, dude, and that's what men need to do. And I think
that's the way I get down. But I think in that scenario, you know, there'd be something. Because I think I don't remember what I was like, come on outside, Sean. And Sean's like, let's do it right here. Whatever. But I'm saying, like, you know, they could have worked something out to just be like.
Yeah.
Because I've been there where I was on the borderline with guys where I think, you know, me and somebody had some tension. Again, I'm not going to say any names. But he's one of the tougher guys in our gym. And I knew that we had an issue going on. It wasn't really an issue. It was something he had heard. And it wasn't true. Because I'm a lot of things and worse, but I'm not a liar. And, you know. People like to talk shit, so they had said something about, you know, whatever, and we kind of like we're having this weird talk about it, and we're like, you want to meet up tomorrow, like 11, we'll spar. It was basically like, and we went in and we pretty much fought.
Yeah.
We both fucking marked each other up, and it was, but the respect was gained, problem solved. Me and that man are now good, and he's doing very well, and everything's good, and everything's fine now. And we handle that like that, so I feel you about that.
We're in a gym and we fight. I mean, that's what we do.
That's
who we are. It's our personalities. You know, we need to get in there and bang it out sometimes. We just don't need to make a big ordeal about it and make it bigger than it really is. You know, we just get in there and
and taping it, that's bullshit. Because if someone gets hurt or knocked out or some shit like that.
Yeah, I hate shit like that.
It's like in football practice. If someone's popping shit, like you're not going to try and tackle them harder on the next play.
Exactly.
So yeah, we're just fighters,
and dude, we're all alphas. We're all trying to be the best. So there's gonna be times where we get irate with each other. It's just gonna happen. Just like me and you the other day. You know, like we get irate with each other and we shake it off, and we're good as soon as the 5 minutes is up, dude. You know, that's just how it goes.
Kneed my spleen into my throat. Yeah. And I made my best sincere effort to try and knee you back really hard, and
it is what it is, man.
And then you bounced. I think you just came in just to do that because you did one round, right?
Yeah, that was what we got. I had to go run kids class.
So your agenda for the day was like kids class, run in, knee the fuck out of Todd, run back out.
You know, you called me out. You're like, come on, Caveman, let's go.
Did I?
Yeah. So then we went, and you came out pretty hard, and I was like, pop. And then you're like, oh, yeah? And you're like, boom. And I'm like, all right, here we go.
See, I don't remember. That's because that's how Eric's classes go, though. To me, I'm in like a desert haze. I see people floating around. You know how it goes, and you're just like looking for... Because Eric's classes, man, that's what makes our team successful.
I got you back, though, because most of the time you come in after I've been there an open mat, and you're like, oh, let's roll, and I already been there like 45 minutes. This time I got you because I was fresh, and you were a little bit tired. So it worked out really good for me.
I was real tired, yeah.
Made me feel real good about myself because I hit you a few times to get out there.
Yeah. Fucking beat me up a little bit and skated, huh?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, that's another thing, too, in the gym that you got to come to expect is, you know, you might be taking other classes, and, you know, on any given day, you might have already just wrestled and ran your morning 5 miles, and then I just come in there all fresh and just had a cup of coffee, and you're dead tired already. I mean, that shit, it's going to happen. But I think it all makes you a better fighter.
It does make you a better fighter. And it goes around and comes around. You know, it goes in waves because just training times and our schedules get different, and life hits you, dude, you know.
Like you said, exactly. For every time you come in there fresh and I'm tired, you know, there's going to be times when you're tired and I come popping in there. And that shit. But like I said, it all should be for the team benefit. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like when you feel a guy tired, you're not going to want to be like pounding on him and stuff like that.
Depends who you are.
Well, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I guess. I don't know. Me personally, I know like normally like if I was, say, Sean, because we were just talking about him. If we were all Shark and Sean, and I know he's toast because he just went with Herbert, and then he had to go with you, and then he had to go with Mix. And fucking, then all of a sudden I come in and it's like 4th round and I'm fresh as fuck and he's tired. And I say I got Mount or something. I'm not exactly going to be trying to pound his face. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
I know.
That. But I'm going to make him work, though. I'm going to let, you know.
That's how I am, too. I make him work. I even give up positions to make him stand up and try and take him back down and make him really, really work. Push the cardio.
Yeah.
Ray's like, no, wait, man, I just beat you up.
I used to hate when they used to punch me in the ear. And I got the cloud, my ear got all swollen.
Yeah. Mix hit me in the ear like 50 times, dude. It's all swelled up again. God damn.
I've been doing this for a long time. I don't know how many years, and I don't have cauliflower ear. I got my left ear blew up one time, and it's hard, but they look fine.
You're just too handsome.
I guess so, man.
Must be all the...
I had to go to a doctor to get it drained. I mean, I got big ears. I don't need it to be ugly like yours, all right?
They're not ugly, man. It's a masterpiece. Work of art.
They look like they got like their own separate little entities as fucking ears. Like, you should name those motherfuckers, man. Like,
it was funny. I was at a party once with my wife, and I didn't know what they were talking about my ears, but my wife went in the other room, and they're like, all the girls were talking about your ears. I think you're like a retard because your ears are all messed up, you know? I was
Damn.
like, that's very hurtful.
Jesus.
But then she told me it was from fighting. They all came out from my ears, so it was pretty cool.
Yeah,
I know you
they
don't
say
like that word. You want
say
to talk about that?
Fear the...
I didn't mean to say it. I know you were...
No, that's okay.
Yeah.
You have a good memory, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, no, I'm not a big... I think it's not even... Yeah, I guess it's exposure because I worked with the kids with disabilities, and those kids, I learned that those kids, no matter how severely disabled they are, no matter how retarded they seem and drooling on themselves and things they can't control, and so these kids are gifted in other ways, and it's incredible to witness. You know, it's really some shit. And I seen a kid call a kid who was multiply disabled fucking retard, and I just seen it. And it's like, it's the same thing that goes like, it's hate words in general. You know what I mean?
Do you think that's really a hate word though? I don't use it to be hateful. Like
I mean when it's used in that context.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you could say like the word nigger back in 19, was a utilized term, this and that.
Right.
But if you're like, F you effing nigger, it's like, come on, man, that boils my blood because you're being hateful. You're using it to try and hurt the person on purpose.
Right.
It's a whole different meaning to me. So I don't like those words. I don't like the N-bomb, and I don't like spick and
Guido.
And well, yeah, I'm Italian and Mick or whatever. I mean, but like, you know what I mean. Obviously, I've got a Roman tattoo on my head. I'm fiercely proud of my family heritage. You know, I speak Italian, and my family's from there. So if I don't know you and you're gonna start getting a little too hard on the Italian jokes, I might be like, well, hang on a second here.
Right.
Like if you're being serious about it, you know what I mean? Because there's some people there too, like fucking Guidos, I can't stand them with their this and that. And well, some of my family's like that, like the stereotypes.
Yeah.
You might offend me. You know what I'm saying? Like Ray you're Hispanic, no?
Yeah.
Puerto Rican, see?
Puerto Rican, Colombian.
Mexican, get across the border. We're building that wall. Get back home.
So right. So he's a Latino. I'm actually part Latino too. My one nana's from South America. I'm actually learning Spanish right now. So yeah, someone calls Ray a spick. Ray's my friend. That's gonna fucking piss me off. Now, if I'm playing around with Ray and we're back there and he's like, you greasy fucking dago, why don't you get me that mop? And I'm like, yeah, get me the mop so we can make it spick and span. And I make a joke, you know.
Let me tell you something. A true story. When I was in at Sister's Hospital, I was walking by and the guy was like, hey, Pablo. And I was like, does this motherfucker just call me Pablo? And then I walked by again. He's like, hey, Pablo. I was like, you motherfucker.
So was he was just being a dickhead? Like he wasn't... What if he thought your name was Pablo for some reason?
Because I guess he thought I was Mexican or something. So he just called me Pablo. He just assumed I was Pablo.
Okay. So it'd be like one of those hey Jose type of things. But you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like me, like you and I and me and Jeff could make jokes, and me and Sean could make jokes. We could all make fun of each other's ethnicities and races because we're all boys and we're all a family. But someone outside that does, and they're being serious about it. Like you drop a serious M-bomb, or you're saying something like about a kid who's really, the term now I think is multiply disabled. It's always changing, so I don't know. And plus, I don't work for them anymore. But yeah, you know, when I see someone use that term, you don't offend me when you say it the way you just did. That doesn't offend me. I get offended when someone's like, look at that retard over there. I want to kill you.
Don't worry, don't.
I want to kill you automatically when you're saying that because it just makes me angry. You know what I mean?
Rick Rogers says that a lot. Look at that retard over there.
Yeah, I agree with you, Todd. I don't like that word, and I know, kids, going through some shit. that it's not even their fault, and then I know some mean people that be like, "Oh, fucking retard, bro."
That's in my lexicon.
I don't like that shit.
I would never say it to a handicapped
faggot.
person.
There we go. There's another one to touch on. Faggot. I'm not a big fan of that word because.
What about gay?
Gay doesn't bother me at all.
Like I say that's gay all the time.
I say that's
and
gay.
I don't mean it like. I don't mean it like homosexual. I just mean like.
I also call my brother all the time, like, dude, you're such a fag. Like, I say that shit still. That was part of our generation, was that. But what I mean by faggot is I mean saying to a gay man in anger or on purpose to be offensive, like, like if he cut you in line, excuse me, you faggot, and you know he's gay, he's flamboyantly gay, or he has a tattoo that says princess on his neck with fucking, Technicolor hair and whatever and this and that. And it's like, I'm not okay with that. I'm not okay with that, and I'm not okay with it because we gave these words so much power, the N-word and retard and fag. So yeah, I don't like those words, but it doesn't bother me. Like, racial humor I think is hilarious, and I think if you're gonna say this is retarded or whatever, like that don't bother me in the least, because I know what you mean by it.
Right.
I know you don't mean to offend people, you know what I'm saying?
I got some slack for saying retarded on the Bigfoot podcast. I was like, where's the retarded Bigfoots? The ones eating out of the dumpsters and ordering from Burger King. And
yeah, see, it's one of those things now because it became aware, like, get rid of the R word. There was a whole campaign and everything like that. But they do that, and then it falls off. And because I remember they say that there was like the word like that, to end the N word and everything. It was a big thing, and then it kind of.
And then I remember
bury the N word.
It was a big deal because
it lasted like 2 months, and then every other song after that was like, "Yo, nigga this, nigga that," and it was like, "Oh, okay, well that didn't last very long." You know what I mean?
You have to bury Mickey Gaskins to get rid of that word.
Oh my God, Mickey makes an appearance once again on here. It's like his ghost is in this room.
It is. His lips are still on that Mikey broke. So
no wonder why it smells kind of funny.
Put your
smell of fucking
smells like poop.
It smells like a Mick chicken, some sweet and sour
with some beer.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Oh man, how could the hell you eat like that? Well,
he's a mess.
That ain't gonna last forever. Mickey's gonna be one of those fat bastards when he gets older. Watch, he's got those good genetics. He's gonna get old, and he's gonna realize that doesn't last forever. That metabolism.
Or he's gonna have a heart attack or stroke, dude. I feel bad for that kid.
Jesus.
Nah, I don't feel that bad for him, to be honest with you, because he does it to himself. But
he said he's gonna have a heart attack or a stroke, and I don't feel that bad for him.
Yeah.
Damn, some harsh words.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I tell him all the time he's got to fix his diet. Yeah. He's gotta take some advice sometime.
Yeah, he really don't listen to that kid, huh?
No, he's smart too. Like, he knows what he needs to do. Just doesn't do it.
Yeah, he's hard-headed, figuratively and literally.
All right, well, I know you gotta get out of here, Todd. I appreciate your time, man. Thanks for coming in. Hopefully, we'll help you sell, 50 more tickets or so.
Yeah, fuck yeah. And I know I'm gonna put this up for you. Get some people listening to Caveman's Corner. Maybe I know I got a pretty good following of people, so I'm gonna try and post it up. My apologies for everyone. I'm exhausted. I know I probably rambled, but anyone that knows me knows that's par for the course.
Don't worry, it's not because he's exhausted. This is how he always talks.
Probably.
You come in fresh, it would be the same thing.
Yeah, he's right. But yeah, November 18th, Todd Liberati versus Rob Best 2. He's in trouble. He's in trouble. So you guys come watch the show. I'm gonna finish him. I'm saying TKO. TKO. Mid to end of the second. I'm going to break him down, and I'm going to be putting nasty stuff on him. The ref's just not going to have a choice other than to stop it. So November 18th, come check that out. And my man Caveman's fighting Vince Ciatoli. We got Sean Superfly Felton on the card taking on a very tough Xavier Nash, who
that kid is tough.
When I fought my pro debut, and I got stopped because of a cut.
He beat Goyette too, man. That's a tough dude.
Oh yeah.
Wait, that's the guy in Erie, PA?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Big dude.
Oh yeah.
Big dude.
Yeah.
Shit.
But hey, Sean feels great now.
Sean is a beast.
Yes.
He's the most improved fighter on the roster for sure.
Absolutely.
100%.
Absolutely. So yeah, and then we got Pat Mix.
Headliner.
135-pound
title.
Fucking
take it home.
Deserves it. The kid ascended. Like I said, he's at Super Saiyan level 2 right now. Fucking who else we got on that card?
Weiser supposed to be on that card?
Weiser, another monster. So bottom line, folks, a lot of good fights. These are good men. I could vouch for all of them. These are gentlemen. These are family men. These are good guys. But when they get in there, it's a whole different show. So
Ferrant and Lawrence is on that show. Maybe we'll see a call out after the fights. You never know. You never know what could happen.
I'm not going to say that I haven't thought of that. But like I said, we'll see what happens.
Wait till I get on the mic. I'm going to get on the mic and be like, hey, give me that thing. You'll see it after the fight. I got big announcements.
Uh-oh.
Oh, shit. All right.
All right.
Oh, thanks for having me on, man. Good times.
Yeah. All right, man. Thank you very much.
All right.
And there we go. Todd Liberati leaving the house.
The man.
Yeah. The myth. And hopefully he doesn't break the mic on the way out. There we go, Ray. Another great podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Any word on Dan?
Yep.
Yeah, word on Dan or yeah, to Todd?
I'm going to call him.
Oh, all right. What did he say?
He didn't really say nothing.
Oh, he hates us. All right, let's end this one and then we can start another one.
Okay.
So then we can make Dan 750th podcast of all time.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Lucky man. I'm a 50.
Yeah. Well, let's get the hell out of here.
Okay.
I don't know how to do this anymore. Getting all nervous now. You got me working the board. You're a slave driver.
I know, right?
You're the only Mexican slave driver. You're supposed to be the one slaving away, not me. I'm the white guy.
White
privilege. What the hell, Ray?
All right, fight fans. We're coming from the Fan Juicy Studios in Buffalo, New York. We are out of here.
Way to ruin Todd's podcast with that burp.
Oh, yeah. I know.
All his fans are going to hate us now.
Yeah.
I'm
sorry.
Yeah, that was a good one. You talk about everything, man. I like it.
Oh, yeah.
It's better than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
I thought I was trying to gloss over the juicy part, but yeah, I'm into it.
Got the name out there.
Ray, you got to stop selling them drugs.
Yeah.
Should have. See, this is what happens to the people who sell drugs to. Not that Ray sold drugs to Todd in particular, but all those people out there selling all that coke to and the Molly and all the other bad stuff you do.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding, by the way.
Yeah.
Ray doesn't really do that stuff.
Yeah, I don't do that.
Yeah.
I hope not.
I hope not, too, because if I busted you, man, I apologize.
I know, right? Next day, I got the feds knocking down my door with the warrants.
Mr. Aris, please come out. That's not my real name, homie.
My name is Pablo.
Pablo Escobar.
But that was a true story, though, with the Pablo.
I believe it. You should have punched him. You should have leg kicked him.
Yeah.
Whack. Game over. Podcast over.